FFC Top 3, a show where we, your FFC hosts, count things down from 3 to number 1. Thank you for joining us this week. If you have a suggestion, hit us up in 4 locations. We have a new one, by the way. Twitter, normal. Discord, also normal. Email, also normal. But the not normal is you can actually submit a suggestion on the poll, the weekly poll that we put up for the normal show. So when you're suggesting things for us to discuss for Focus Fire Chat, a lot of times, I think all the time now, top 3 suggestions can also go on there and the vote for what our top 3 topic will be. Sorry about being gone last week, guys, so there was no top 3, but we're back this week, and this week we are discussing a rather heated topic. We're going to discuss our top 3 guilty pleasures. Fair warning, there is not going to be any adult themes when it comes to the guilty pleasures, so anybody in our audience who is a younger breed, a younger generation, need not worry, or parents need not worry. We're not going to have any sort of
I was going to say the kids won't worry. The parents, on the other hand.
Yeah, that's true. Parents don't need to worry. We're not going to do any adult-themed ones. It's not going to be that kind of episode. Although there have been discussions about that kind of episode, but I'm like, I don't really want my business out there on that one. So we're going to do top 3 guilty pleasures that are just kind of our less risque ones. So, Beard, what's your number 3 guilty pleasure?
My number 3 is Destiny. No, I'm kidding. Though at one point that was pretty well considered right. My absolute number 3, though, would probably be like B-movie horror. It's terrible a lot of times. Like, honestly, very terrible. But when all is said...
I've never watched B-movie horror. I've watched B-movie, like, sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm going to say between the two of them, I mean, you have a fair idea of where some of them sort of would sit. It's not totally far off if you've seen, like, B-movie sci-fi and only B-movie sci-fi. But even then, I will say, original, like, B-movie sci-fi, if you will, would be Star Wars in a lot of rights. Star Wars didn't necessarily start out with huge budgets or anything like that until... it started to really dig into things with Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but yeah, B horror, B movies in general have a place, and I think that's one reason I kind of appreciate them as it is, because they kind of go into those stories that I wish some of them would dig into a little bit more, or they go into a niche as well that I would kind of wish that others would dig into a bit more often.
Yeah, definitely. It's just my aversion to anything horror. It's just like those B ones go a lot further in my opinion than the normal ones, and I have a hard enough time with the normal ones. It's like nope.
That's
is there like
fair.
a particular one that you were like, definitely that is my thing?
Not necessarily. I will say that some of the the original Evil Dead would actually classify for that. That turned into a cult classic at this point, but that definitely does fit the bill. Trying to think of a couple others here for you too, like some of the Night of the Living Dead movies as well, like some of the zombie flicks. Or even if we go with like more recent, there are a couple of kind of off-the-walls movies that Netflix really picked up on that have been very B-movie grade that still, again, fit the bill pretty well.
Okay. Evil Dead, I did see that one.
Yeah, well, depending on which one you saw.
Right.
The first one was very different in a way from the second one, which was really just the first one again.
Right. It's funny how they do that.
Not the first one.
Yeah. Except they kind of embraced it with that particular series.
Yes,
right.
Yes, they did, and then they developed it from there. And
the TV show really that's actually one of the reasons I can't get into the TV show is it's like...
Yeah.
It's just really like the movie, but not the movie. I don't know.
But not the movie.
I mean...
It has its place if you're in the mood for like stupid horror. I think it...
I think that's
or
fair.
not even like stupid horror, just like stupid
Bill Campbell.
horror comedy, or wait, you mean it's supernatural, but it's not taking itself super seriously?
Right. I like movies that do that, though.
Yeah,
It's refreshing.
Yep, agreed.
Blue, what's your number 3?
I'm going to go with chat. Apparently, my number 3 is trying to do really hard content on game when I'm trying to do a stream at the same time.
So
yeah, this seems like something you put all of us through.
Well, you know what?
Listen, every week.
Listen. That's accurate. Listen.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
All right, Navi, look, calm down. I don't need to hear any fairies on this.
I mean, you listen to a fairy every week, Beard. Let's be serious on that one. But
okay.
Backstory with this. I don't know if we've ever talked about it.
This.
Not with the fairy thing. That's pretty self-explanatory if anybody knows me. But backstory with Blue and the content thing, and playing incredibly difficult content while we're recording, and somehow managing to still stay on topic.
Listen, I nearly have him down. Okay, look, this will be the third time I've done something like this.
Oh my god! Currently, he's doing Shattered Throne.
Fourth. Is it fourth? No. Was it last word? Does last word count?
I say last word counts. That the draw quest was stupid at the end.
Well, and I got the bugged one too.
Uh-huh.
He kind of did. What was I gonna say? He sort of did. What was the other one? Frickin' Ace of Spades. Good grief.
Yeah.
You did Ace of Spades on your own without being mostly.
I know. Yeah. See, I didn't need you guys validating my existence while I was doing Ace of Spades. Granted, Ace of Spades was. I don't know. See, here's where Green's gonna get really mad at me, because again, I have really weird RNG, and so like apparently the Ace of Spades cards, I don't like when I was reading the whole thing of like how to find them and everything. It's random on the treasure chest after you complete the quest. Yeah, I got all 13 in like the first like 20 chests. After
did you run?
They fixed it because
okay, that's what I was going to say. Is like it seemed a lot faster, but I didn't run any special ones. I just was running around picking up chests.
There was 2 ways you could do it. Like before they fixed the bug, you could run the mission.
Right. Yeah, I had seen someone say that over on the
that
Reddit post.
had a higher drop rate than everything else. But like getting them in the Tangled Shore. Yeah, that was freaking impossible.
Yeah, I wasn't. I just was running literally Siren's Watch on a loop, and like within like I did keep. I don't know if this counts or anything, but like for it, I kept the Memento Mori active. That seemed to make it a little bit faster because the one time I didn't have the flames on the pistol, that's when I didn't get like 2 or 3 of the cards. So as soon as I got the pistol back with the ×5, it seemed to. I have no idea if that is at all connected. Yeah, I'm like I have no idea if that's connected, but it seemed to work.
He rubbed his lucky rabbit's foot each time as he opened a chest.
Green is the one that was. Our stream saw my RNG as well because that was the last word quest when I pulled like 2 exotics chasing the last word. I was like, sorry, I promise I don't do this on purpose.
It's not like I am much better with my getting the Thorn book done in 2 days.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and of course I'm sitting
on that.
I'm sitting there right behind you. I was like giving him. That's what we talked about last week. I was giving him grief about it, and then I turned around and I'm like, oh, I only have 1 page to go. So
I think I only have 1 left as well. It's for every rose of thorn, right?
Yeah.
Nope, I take that back. I have 3 pages left, but I only run Thorn while we're doing the show. Because I don't have.
I pretty much run. Yeah, I pretty much run it all the time because I love it in PvE.
Or Blindwell. It's really nice in Blindwell. Yes, but my number 3 is. And the funny thing is, like labeling these 1, 2, 3. It's really not like an actual tierness between the 3 of them. They're all pretty level. But I'm going to go with my number 3 as being something I actually tweeted out this last week. I went back to Kansas and hung out with my family. And we went to a place called the Nifty Nut House. And at the Nifty Nut House, they have all sorts of chocolates and candies and old-timey candies and all sorts of different things you can get, and nuts, of course, because, Nifty Nut House. But,
How
many times do you think we can get her to say the name of this place?
Nifty Nut House. It's a good. Know. I should get some money from them for this because if you're ever in Wichita, Kansas,
this is free endorsement. As the Joker says, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Well, who said I was good at this? We're just.
You're saying something right now, and you're getting people to laugh, giggle, and think about it. So. What else can we say here?
It's like those terrible commercials that are just you just can't even fathom why they made that relate to the initial commercial. But
yeah, I'm kind of thinking of like Dick's Crab Shack or something.
Yeah,
like that, or,
right.
What else would be there? Even like Carl's Jr. commercials.
Some of the insurance commercials right now. Just like,
those two. I was gonna say perfume and cologne commercials, but those have always been that way.
Yeah, they're just weird. But my number 3, though, actually has to do with something I hadn't had since I was a child. And it's such a guilty pleasure for me to have now because everyone makes fun of me for it. But it's corn nuts. And it's particularly the ranch-flavored ones, which everyone's like, they stink so bad. And it's like, I get it, but I bought a half pound of it while I was there because you can buy in bulk. And I may have munched on corn nuts all the way home. Because that's just childhood. That's me going to the swimming pool as like a little girl. Every single day I would get ranch flavored corn nuts and a Pepsi while I was at the swimming pool. And that was my thing. So all that build up for corn nuts. Not a lot of payout, but some deliciousness instead.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed now.
It's okay. It's only going to go up from here. I started with that one. That's my weak one. Beard, number 2.
Yeah, that's not how life works, Green.
You start with your failures, you fail a few times, and you get better. You learn from them. This is how we do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I guess we're going to keep going. This is going to get interesting really fast. Sorry. We beat the Hulk, what I have come to refer to as the Hulkified ogre, and apparently the two people I'm running with have decided that we are going to continue down the descent into the chamber of, I don't know what this is. I have words for this, but I'm not going to say them on the podcast.
Have you done the statue? Have you talked to Jure?
Yeah, I gave her my necklace, and she gave me oh God.
Good. That's all you needed to do. The rest of it, if you want to finish it, you can. Be a glutton.
Why are we doing this?
We have no choice.
This is a terrible idea.
Anyway, Beard, number 2.
I have no idea why most of mine feel like movies. They pretty well are.
Keep it safe.
What?
Sorry.
I wasn't. Look, you.
This is exactly like last week. This is exactly like last week.
This isn't anything like friggin' Green's Nut Shack over here. Okay.
Nifty Nut House. Correction.
I combined a couple things. Leave me alone. Anyway, I would actually have to say, as much as it very well deviates from the original work that was done with the comic book, Watchmen. The movie.
Yes,
I like Watchmen.
As soon as you started that, I was like, I'm wondering if you're going to Watchmen.
I know so many people that absolutely hate it, and even then, there's something in the back of my mind that's like, I shouldn't like this. I really shouldn't like this.
No,
but I still really like this.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, look, Rorschach redeems that entire movie in my mind.
Well, Rorschach's the one thing that still stands as like the centerpiece, if you will. Like he's the one that, from like moment 1 to moment end, pretty well like carries a good majority of the film and the comic. So it would have sucked in a lot of rights if they kind of changed where his position was. But even then, like what they did with him at the end and how he was still true to his character to begin with was just amazing.
I loved
it was
how they
so
kept
well
him.
written. It was so well written. But I know so many people that are like, "Oh, it was a terrible movie. Like, why would you like that one?" I'm like, are you just looking at the fact that Dr. Manhattan's naked all the time? Like, is that your only complaint?
I mean,
seriously?
That was a lot of the complaints.
That was a lot of the complaints. The people that could not look past that, honestly, like, made me wonder, where's your mindset right now? Like, I know this is like, not Captain America or
right,
Thor,
but I mean, that's
or
the
anything
thing is
similar,
like,
but come on,
that was exactly. But I guarantee you, they hadn't read the comics then either, because that's right. I mean, that's what the comics were. Right. It was just, oh man, actually the comics were a lot worse. But anyways.
Yeah, and the combination, I think, of what they did with the collector's edition as well with, what was it, with the Black Freighter, and kind of tying that in as well was pretty cool. So definitely, I don't know, I enjoyed it. I liked the way that it was all presented. I think overall that it was a lot of fun. But I know that I'm very much... I wouldn't say alone, but I'm definitely, it seems, in the minority when it comes down to enjoying that film.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I'm not a big person when it comes to movies, so that one is just like...
I think it says something about my life when my guilty pleasures are pretty well all movies.
Were you also a Kill Bill fan?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's another one that I had a hard time with. Like, I didn't hate the... Now I blanked on what it was. Yeah, I don't hate him.
Like the genre.
Watchmen.
Oh, yeah.
Like this Watchmen came out around the same time as Kill Bill, didn't it? Like it wasn't it around the same time?
It was quite a bit after.
My goodness, why am I having? They just seemed, for some reason, they're both stuck in my head as a very similar style movie, even though I know they're completely different. Please don't crucify me online because.
Kill Bill 1 was 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see on 2 here quick. And 2 was 2004. I knew they were like right after each other.
Right. When was Watchmen?
Was 2009.
Okay, so quite a bit years.
Gap. Now, what you might be thinking of, Zack Snyder did a lot of the. He was the director for Watchmen.
Right.
But Zack Snyder had a very large hand in how everything sort of went. So 300 also came out around the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least had come out like several, it was like 2 or 3 years prior, I think, if not longer. But the visual style of 300 and I think a couple of its sequels, or the one sequel that they had, was very similar to Watchmen in that right.
I can see that.
So that could be what you're thinking of. I don't know.
I don't know. Just a lot of those movies tend to blend together for me for some reason. Maybe because I don't watch many of them.
Watchmen 300 and the sequel to Watchmen 2 were all from like the same genre, like not genre, artistic genre, I guess would be the best way to say it.
They have
of comics. Like the comics are like that too, though. Like the comics are very, very similar in like the gritty.
Oh, detail. I enjoyed the Watchmen comics.
Because, like, yeah, the comics were...
The novella type aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
But, Lou, you're number 2.
I'll be honest, I haven't gotten a really good list of these because I keep thinking, and I'm like, that's not really a guilty pleasure, it's just kind of something I like doing, which might be the same to some people. But the only thing that really comes to mind is, like, Loot Crate stuff. Like, I really, really like the little... I'm a sucker for, like, knickknacks.
You love the pins.
I do. I love pins, both the person and the item. But yeah, I do like that type of stuff. But also, like, the little... I'm not, like, a super, like, dedicated collector of, like, the pop figures. I'm not a big fan of the pop figures. But, like... but that type of, like, little... like novelty items I think are kind of I don't know, I like them.
They are a lot of fun.
But yes, I do like the I guess what are they, like lapel pins?
Yes, those they got better too. Like
they have gotten oh my god, they have gotten better. Like
at first they were just like these little plastic things, and now they're like nice enamel with.
I know. Well, and I'm the person that always goes and looks at the vault that they have. I'm like, what's the pins on sale today? Because you can get them for like $2 off that
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, I've gotten a ton of their pins because I just
Nice.
wait and I go to the vault, and it's like it's a hit or miss a lot of times, but you get like you wait until they go down into like $2 or so, and then you get a couple. You can get online coupons and stuff for that. I mean, it's all sorts of stuff. The most that I've paid is actually for the shipping. So if you can get a
Nice.
couple of them at the same time, it actually will kind of end up, kind of paying for itself.
Huh.
But yeah, I've gotten all their Halo limited crate ones because of that, which is
Cool.
nice.
When I was teaching, I would actually get loot crates to use as prizes. What I would do is I would get loot crates as a subscription because Julie bought that for me one year for just like a Christmas present. And everything that I didn't want out of the loot crates went into prizes for my high school students who was part of my gaming club after school. So,
You heard it
because
here
there's things
first.
that,
Green's guilty pleasure is bribing high school students to do their work.
no, it wasn't bribing. We would host tournaments, and people, if you won the tournament, you got a little prize out of it. So we had like Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and Smash Brother tournaments and stuff like that for the kids. When I say we, it was mainly I was the teacher running it, and we would host it like once a month or so in my classroom after school. It was fun, but anyway, my number 2 is Stardew Valley. I don't know what it is about that stupid game. I found out 2 days ago, though, there's a mobile version.
Yes, there is.
And
Because I've been actually thinking about getting it because I've heard so many people are really like it.
Yeah, it's super calming.
I have this problem. It's called I own a Nintendo Switch.
Mhm.
So I can kind of dabble back and forth between anything I feel like.
Right.
It's a problem. It's a good problem, but it's a problem.
There's something just so satisfying with breaking rocks and collecting wood and fishing randomly. It's just, I don't know.
She
Stardew
likes
Valley.
Minecraft.
No, I actually really dislike Minecraft. That's surprising. I love Stardew Valley because there's a freaking purpose. In Minecraft, there's no purpose. I like being pragmatic, apparently. That's my guilty pleasure. But, God, no. I may have downloaded it. It's like $7 on Android or in the Google Play.
Yeah,
and
I gotta say it's $8. It's not like it's expensive.
No, and it's actually easier to use on the phone than it is to use on the Xbox.
Oh, is it?
Controller?
Okay.
Yeah, because
I'm actually really tempted to
touchscreen and everything.
I'm really tempted to get it now because I've heard really good things about it, and yeah, like Beard said, it's only like $8, or like Green was saying, it's only $8, which for the game that I've heard about, it's like that's actually really surprisingly cheap.
Yes, and there's quite a bit of content, but the movements have been simplified. On the Xbox, I got the game initially to help introduce Julie into gaming, which she sunk more time into that game than I did on Xbox, but it was a good side scroller. There's not a lot of movement that's crazy that you have to deal with 2 thumbsticks for, really, but on the phone, it's all touchscreen. It's easy, simple touches. There's no control left and right thumbstick type thing. Everything's just taps, and it's so nice. It's so nice. Anyway, yes, Stardew Valley is certainly a guilty pleasure of mine at the moment. Number 1's though, Beard. What's your number 1?
Well, it's funny you bring up Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one of its predecessors, which was Animal Crossing.
Yep.
I have spent a boatload of time on Animal Crossing. It is still one of those games that I look at myself and go, why do I like this at all? You are given a mortgage, and you have to repay that mortgage. You also are the mayor of the town, and have to, of course, run everything that the townsfolk tell you. And, of course, I'm just sitting there going, I don't understand why I'm addicted to this.
Mm-hmm.
But I am addicted to this. And it doesn't make any sense. And I am aware that there is the mobile version of that as well. That is absolutely free to play, which is part of the reason that I've kind of stayed away from it, in a way. I played it for a little while, and then I was like, "Oh, this could be dangerous," so I kind of put it down. But I'm very much looking forward to the new one that they're coming out with in what's it on the Switch here, which I believe is this year. Though that's still kind of up in the air.
It's so funny. These games that are like living real lives, but they're simplified versions of real life in a lot of ways.
Yes.
That are so addicting, because like Animal Crossing, where you get the mortgage, in Stardew Valley, you get your grandpa's farm, and you have to rebuild the farm essentially.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, just something about real life being simple that's nice.
Well, I'm gonna say it's not to say that we mind real life in a lot of rights, even bills and such too, but
right.
there is something about just wanting to cut it away and definitely simplify things a little bit more that help a lot.
Yep. It is super relaxing.
Yep. I think that's part of it too. I just like being able to like catch bugs.
Right.
And chopping down some trees and fishing and planting flowers. I don't know what's wrong.
It's okay. I do the same thing. I like helping the little aliens too.
Mm-hmm.
But Blue, what's your number one?
I just went up an elevator shaft in the Shattered Throne, and I found the boss.
You found Dolan Karu finally?
By myself. Pins and Uni are not with me, and I don't know what to do.
Well, don't die to the knights.
I just landed, and I'm like, oh, those are big guys.
Give us a minute. Pins says to wait a minute. Yeah, don't activate the knight.
There was a boop wall, so I just went ahead and went past it because I figured Pins wouldn't like it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's like babysitting a toddler with you.
Oh, it really is. It really is. You put me in a new environment in a game, and I will literally just like it was before we started the stream, but I was looking for the entrance to Shattered Throne, and I can never remember where it is. And I was like, I was just jumping around the Dreaming City, and I landed. I don't even know how I did this, but I got on top of the tower of the Oracle engine, and it was like, I'm like, there feels like there should be something up here, and all I hear is Pins is like, it's not up there. I'm like, all right. I'm like, yeah, I am totally the toddler that's like, oh, shiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is,
okay,
I mean,
what
guilty pleasure number one. Man, I don't know. I really
getting distracted by shinies.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like my in the same vein as like what you guys are kind of talking about too with the whole video game thing. I really, really like getting into games that are really good about, not necessarily, I mean, the word that I'm looking for is immersion, but not necessarily like in regards to like story, though that is also very important to me. But like, that's one of the reasons that I absolutely adore RPGs. It's because RPGs have, especially the Bethesda titles with Elder Scrolls, they do such a great job in making it where you can literally get lost in this world. And there's nothing like with Bethesda, with Elder Scrolls, there's like absolutely nothing requiring you to do like anything. So it's kind of like what you guys are saying with the whole virtualization of life, but it's not like in modern life. There's not like mortgages or stuff like that. It's like a fantasy life. It's like the whole medieval-esque type time. And so I guess that would be ultimately one of my biggest, I don't know if you would refer to it as a guilty pleasure, but definitely one of my biggest passions, I guess.
I can see that. I mean, we all get lost in role-playing worlds in some way.
I mean, look at all three of us, quite frankly, when it comes down to story and whatnot. If we have a blanket statement for a guilty pleasure amongst the three of us, disconnecting.
Yep. How many hours did you spend in Skyrim?
Last time I checked, it was about 3,500, 4,000-ish.
I definitely lost myself into that game too. I don't know how many hours I had.
Skyrim and Oblivion were the two that like.
Oblivion was bad too.
Morrowind was a little bit. Mostly Morrowind was because actually mechanics. It was a bit clunky.
It was difficult,
and so it was really hard to get kind of sucked into that one. I like the story of Morrowind, but Oblivion on the 360, that was when I really just like Oblivion and then Fallout 3. And then, then Skyrim came out and it was like, yep, bye. See you guys in a while because I'm not going to be talking to anybody.
Well, you did that with No Man's Sky too when you found out that No Man's Sky was coming out.
Oh
on
yeah,
Xbox.
I still do that. Like I'll fire up No Man's Sky every now and then. Just they just every time they come out with a big update, I definitely try to fire it up just to kind of check it out and just play around. And that's kind of like mine. It's basically in my mind, this is my translation. It's a much better graphic version of Minecraft with spaceships.
Yeah.
And I really absolutely, if you want to get a game that you can just absolutely lose yourself in because the ambient noise, just like the random generation of different stuff. I love it. I love No Man's Sky.
I do think that there is an update on Minecraft, or at least there was years ago.
Oh no, there was
allowed you to go to the moon.
Yeah, there's been there was one I think earlier this week for Minecraft actually. I'm trying to remember what it was, but they've also started doing the I think it's Telltale chapters. Mm-hmm. They did one for Minecraft. I think that was last year. They've
done it. That was a while ago.
Yeah,
they've had a few of them.
My problem with Minecraft is I also love Minecraft, but my problem is with the console play. I can only play it for a little while before I start getting like vertigo because it's so fast and so it's so rough graphics that when they're moving so fast, I don't know, it just hurts my head.
Yeah, I can see that. My number one, which Pin says check your DMs, by the way. Yeah, my number one is something that I've loved since I was really, really young. And it's kind of been a thing that I've done with both grandparents and teachers. And now my wife and I enjoy this together. And it is trivia game shows, whether it's Jeopardy or Wait, Don't Tell Me or Ask Me Another. Any trivia game show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, even though I actually really hated that format. I love trivia shows and I love listening to them. And I used to, with my grandma after school, I would go over to her house, make a bag of popcorn. Her and I would split it. We'd play cards and I'd have a soda and we'd watch Jeopardy in the background. And it was always fun to be able to like blurt out answers and just kind of, I don't know, it's a slightly proud moment when you can say that you knew something that maybe the people on the show didn't know type thing. But yeah, Wait, Don't Tell Me is another really, really fun one because that's a news-based one that's on NPR. So there are points that are counted in that game or in the show, but it's not really, it's like, whose line is it anyways? The points don't really matter. You're just there to have fun. And then Ask Me Another has a really fun, nerdy puzzles and anagrams and sound puzzles. It's just super fun, and it's hosted by a comedian, and I really enjoy both of those. But yes, my number one is trivia game shows, any sort of trivia type stuff. I eat it up just anytime, any kind too. Just fun. Do you guys like trivia shows at all? Beard, Blue?
I mean, no.
No,
I mean, like if one's playing in the background, I'll pay. I don't know. They don't tend to capture my attention. Like
I will go out of my way to watch Jeopardy.
Yeah, I will not go out of my way. I will watch it if someone else is watching it. Like I'll sit down and I'll kind of like half-heartedly watch it, which is weird because I love trivia. Like right. I really do like trivia, but it's a lot of times it's not the genre of trivia that I'm interested in. A lot lot of times it's like pop knowledge sense. And I don't it's the ones that I like the ones that I've seen are kind of like modern-esque trivia, and I'm like, I don't care about this stuff. Like I'm much more of like medieval era world knowledge or world history and stuff like that. That's where my interests kind of lie. And so watching like the more modern trivia, I'm like, I find it interesting, but I can only watch it for so long.
Yeah.
What about you, Beard?
I don't go out of my way necessarily to do so. Jeopardy is I like to watch now and again.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it is on Netflix for at least some of the seasons. Turn it on a couple times a week or something like that. But I think that's about it.
Right.
I definitely don't go out of my way to watch.
Right.
I would rather, I think it's partially like where I've sort of grown up at this point. Mostly, like, I used to watch them all the time. And now at this point, I don't, only because I'm too busy with my own research and development, etc. So I tend to find trivia and such in other media at this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. It's just a way things have kind of changed for me, I think.
It's just, I have such good memories of playing like Trivial Pursuit and those kind of games growing up. I was actually on my high school Scholars Bowl team, which I don't know. I don't think every high school has one of those, but I enjoyed it. I was the music and pop culture and weird ancient knowledge specialist, apparently, because I had all the mythology memorized and knew Roman numerals forwards and backwards. But those kind of things have always fascinated me. My grandpa actually gave me his old, like, 1980s Genius edition of Trivial Pursuit back in the day, and just funny memories of family members trying to figure out what in the world any of this was about, because there was things about like the Cold War and the wall, the Berlin Wall and everything. And as a 14-year-old, you really don't know a whole lot about that at that time. I mean, you can kind of go and dig into history, but you learn about so much playing those games, which I love. I love being able to kind of learn just a snippet of all these different things. But Blue, we come to a very important point, and I don't know if you're prepared for this, but
probably not.
What is our topic that everyone has chosen for next week for top 3?
I actually am prepared for that one.
Yay!
So you'll notice on the poll this weekend that we do not have an option for top 3, and that is because, like Green had mentioned at the start of this one, she was out last week. So what we did was we just deferred what was voted for last week to next week. So it will be the top 3 Destiny 1 moments for you.
Oh, yes. Destiny 1 moments. This should be interesting.
Yes, I think it will be fun.
I'm just trying to... I'm sitting here thinking already, like, okay, do I put raid stuff in there? Do I put...
Well, and that's the thing is, like, yeah, that's the thing is, like, I think Destiny 1, you know, it's one of those things where I think a lot of people have really fond memories for a whole number of reasons. So I'm really excited to see where the conversation goes.
Me too. All right. Thank you for joining us for top 3 this week. Remember, you guys can suggest for any of the topics that you guys want us to do on the poll, Twitter, email, Discord, all the different places. Please send us your suggestions. We love seeing them, and send us your PG versions, please, of your top 3 guilty pleasures, whatever you find just something that is kind of a little quirky for you and not everybody tends to enjoy. I do enjoy seeing those on Twitter. They show up. It is fun when they show up because I'll get random ones during the week after the episode loads. So it's like, wait, what? Because it'll just be numbers and like random items on the list. And then it's, oh, gotcha. You're doing top 3 like candies or something like that. It's like, okay. That I just see Butterfinger, Snickers, and Twix randomly in my feed, and I'm like,
what is going on?
I don't understand. But I do love seeing them when you guys tag me in them. So thank you for doing that. And remember, everybody loves the list.